So I've dedicated all of December to Chanel month. So I'm not wearing anything but Chanel for the entire month of December, being it my birthday month, which coincides with the solstice on the 21st of this year. I'm honoring it with Chanel, and I'm going to relax and I'm going to take it easy for the rest of the year. I'm going to rest and prepare myself for the new year. I know this is a little bit late, but better late than never. However, I've been wearing nothing but Chanel already for the whole month. So I'm going to share these with you. Big fan of Chanel perfumes. I love them. I really connect with Chanel. And although they aren't the most adventurous or daring perfumes, they are innovative. They are unique, and they are always well made. And that's what I respect and I admire about Chanel. Even though I don't always necessarily love their scents, I can always say the craftsmanship is top notch, which would go for number 10. And I've already worn this. This was my scent of the day yesterday. And I can't stand those prints. I'm really fussy and anal retentive, so I am going to wipe the bottle off. And I wore this yesterday, and I can't say that I do love Bleu, but I do admire it and I can appreciate it, and I can wear it from time to time. And it's something I'll pull out when I want to wear something clean, fresh, soapy, inoffensive, not daring, and just something of higher quality in the designer level. To be honest, I don't even think I understand this perfume yet, but I'm not sure there really is much to understand. It's just fresh, soapy, spicy, and woody. A little bit incensey, and it ticks that box for a high quality designer perfume. Honestly, I think the packaging and the marketing are much better than the actual scent itself, but I'll give them cred for being the first in the blue olfactory category. So they're always innovators instead of followers. That's what I love about Chanel as well. So number 10 is Bleu. Number 5 is going to be a surprise, okay? And I also took this because I wore this. I wear this when I go out running. I've taken up running. I run quite often, and I want to take a fragrance with me, but I want something light. And this is number 5, L'Eau, which is, again, very clean and inoffensive version of 5, which is lemony, it is soapy, it's powdery, and it has this beautiful vanilla. And it's an amazing wear. The wearing factor is amazing. I love what this does. I love the powdery effect and the combination of vanilla. So I'll put a couple of sprays on this on my sweater before I go out for a run, and it'll keep me company for an hour so I'm not bored. I don't wear any music. I don't wear headphones. I don't listen to music. All I do is listen to my perfume, and I listen to my heart, and I listen to my breath. And 5 usually, it ticks the boxes for me. It doesn't overwhelm me. Like if I were to wear a heavier Chanel, it would probably choke me, but 5 is perfect for that. And that's what I take out running. So I know December is a colder month here in Toronto, so the rest of these are quite heavier. They are warmer perfumes, and I know in a recent video I talked about not liking a certain fragrance brand because they exhibit kind of a cold personality. And somebody had responded, but you love Chanel, and they also make cold perfumes. And that is correct. That is very accurate. Chanel has a very cold aesthetic, but it's more a story to the perfumes that can be cold. Yes, they use a lot of aldehydes that can be cold, but underneath that coldness, is a lot of underlying warmth, which adds a beautiful contrast. Chanel is all about contrasts and colors and textures, so I love that as well. Number 8 is 19 Poudre, which is the powderiest version of 19. This is very green and grassy and soapy. Again, powdery. I love powders. Powders are one of my favorite facets in all of perfume. And this really nails that. It's got that galbanum, iris, leather, kind of vetiver soapy thing going on. Kind of lipsticky, kind of not, but more so lipsticky. Number 10, 9, 8, 7 is Coco Mademoiselle, and I took the Eau de Parfum Intense because of how cold it can get here. And I love this. because it's really sticky. It's resinous and sticky, and those, you know, those sticky woody notes really stand out for me. It is somewhat sweet. It's floral, but it's probably the woodiest version of all the Coco Mademoiselle perfumes. You know, it's got that typical rose iris, that balmy, waxy floral accord that Chanel does, but I love that stickiness. Okay, so number 10, 9, 8, 7. This is 6. This is Pour Monsieur. This is the older Eau de Toilette Concentreé, and you can see this. I think this was one of the first masculine Chanels that I had picked up in my love of perfume, and this was many, many years ago when they used to carry Chanel. They would stock Chanel at local drugstores around here, but they no longer do. You got to go into the beauty boutiques to pick this up, and this has been rebranded or reformulated in an Eau de Parfum version, and to me they're very similar. I don't really find much difference between either, so you're safe with either or. But this is a very classic masculine, gentlemanly perfume. Again, very well done, very defined. It's powdery, it's citrusy, fresh citrus, contrasting warm woody notes, lavender and vanilla. And again, it's just a beautiful wear. It's not anything, you know, it's not crazy. It's not like, it's not offensive. It's just a classic masculine perfume that's perfected. A little bit more woody than the original Eau de Toilette, the 1955, but it's basically the same thing. Okay, so when they say Chanel has a very cold aesthetic, I think this is one of those perfumes that they're referring to. Number 5 is Cristalle, and this, you know, I can definitely see what they mean, because this is a very aloof perfume. Kind of in the same way Bella Despido is, the same way number 19 is. But again, there is some underlying warmth and textures in this. You know, you got your citrus, you have your tobacco, your floral accords. It has this dirtiness to it, almost like a distinguished cigarette, extinguished cigarette. Very herbaceous, herbal, woody. You know, it's got that mossy accord, which again adds a warm earth tones to it. Moss, patchouli, tobacco, hyacinth. Very beautiful perfume. It's got that fresh, citrusy top note. I love this Cristalle. And what I like about this is it's strange because it is a cold perfume. I mean, it has this sparkle of coldness to it, this sparkle of aldehydes, this reflection of light and citrus and these beautiful contrasts. To me, it really contrasts the winter time. It's not really a contrast. It's more of, you know, you ever see that reflection of light off of snowbanks or riverbanks? You know, I get a lot of this from Cristalle. I just picture melted chunks of ice floating down the river. You know, that contrast of reflection off the river, reflection off the ice. And that's what I think of when I wear this. It's very refreshing, even in the winter time, because it has that underlying warmth in the base. Okay, number 4. And this is a classic. This is Antaeus. This is probably my favorite masculine from Chanel, from the masculine range. And this, you know, this was a very big struggle for me to wear when I first discovered it. I thought it was so awful that every time I came into the department store, it was the first thing I went to just to reintroduce myself to it. And I couldn't believe people were actually wearing something. But now it's like the same things that turn me off are what draws me to it, and those are the contrasts of cold and warm notes, fresh citrus, aromatic spices, and the angelic notes, the castoreum, the civet, the leather, the tobacco, the oak moss. You know, there's a rose in here. Absolutely like masculine, classic. I see this being worn with a leather jacket, white shirt. You know, whereas Pour Monsieur is probably more fitting for a tweed jacket. I mean, you can definitely wear it with a suit, but it's more, to me, leather jacket, the same way Fahrenheit would be. Absolutely beautiful. Big, dark fragrance, animalic. It's got that beeswax, that honeyed beeswax in there, which gives it even more of a kick. Okay, so for these next two, we're going to go exclusive. So I've got, I've picked out, these aren't my favorites. These are things that I wear, men's, women's, and from the designer range, and also from the exclusive. And this is the Les Exclusifs. This is Cuir de Russie, and this is the leather-based perfume. And this is a green floral leather. And it's, it's furry, it's musky. I get that sexual undertone to this. It has, sliding your fingers into inside of some panties or something of that nature. But it's just so classy. Like, you ever hear that phrase, old money? This is what Chanel's remind me of, especially Cuir de Russie, is old, classy money. When money had substance, when money had class. Absolutely beautiful. Very soft, subtle leather. Number two, Le Lion de Chanel. And I think this is like the new kid on the block for Chanel. This is their big Middle Eastern release. Very smoky, very ambery, very resinous. Really large perfume, very woody. It's got that scratchy patchouli, balsams, resins, smoke. Oh, it's very aggressive. Labdanum. I hear a lot of people saying it reminds them of Cuir de Russie and Coromandel and Shalimar, and it's not original, and it's it's all this and all that. I've never once worn it where I was reminded of Cuir de Russie or reminded of Coromandel. There's been times where I thought, okay, I get the similarity to Shalimar, but I really think it is its own perfume. And it's a gorgeous perfume, and it wears brilliantly. And I think that's the magic of Le Lion, is the wear factor. Wear factor should be a thing that a lot of us forget about. We just kind of smell the perfume, looking for notes and looking for what it is in the moment, and forgetting about what the entire feeling of the perfume was at the end of the day. And that's important. The perfume has to be exciting for the entire endurance of it. Number one for the entire month, this will be my Christmas Day perfume, Coco. I'm absolutely madly obsessed and in love with Coco. And this bottle is old. You can see it's been through war with me. Look at this. I've lost the collar, or the collar is jammed inside of the cap. The cap is so sticky. Coco is very sticky. The perfume itself is sticky. It's almost like resinous glue, and the cap is just, the color is just like become one with the cap. So Coco is another huge Oriental, but all about the plum, the sugary plum. It is a sweet plum, sweet resinous balsamic plum. Huge rose in the top. Very resinous, balmy. a lot of incense. There's just so much going on, but it does remind me of Christmas. It's got the spices and the woods, the cinnamon, the clove, the carnation, and all kinds of, oh man, it just reminds me of holidays and good times and celebrations and being festive and showing love and being happy and all. I don't know, it's like so many emotions come out when I wear this. It's absolutely beautiful. A classic, 40 years in the making, you know, and it's very much loved by people of all ages, people that have worn it when it was released, and even people that are just getting into perfume today love Coco all the same. There you go. Coco, #1 for December, going into the solstice. Let me know if you're going to be wearing any Chanel or not. The choice is yours. It's up to you. Let me know what your favorite Chanels are. Let me know if you have any questions about these, or if you're going to be wearing any of these Chanels. I love seeing your comments. Thank you for your comments. I love seeing your faces in the comments. I love hearing from you. I love connecting from you. Thank you so much, and we will see you all very soon, hopefully before the solstice. Have a good one.